Time to take a rest after a long day. What the fuck? You trying to scare me? Cause it's not working. Aw, you gonna cry. Well, maybe you should learn not to get all up in my face. What a damn weirdo.
Hello there everyone, it is I, Finaxa, and before we get into the puppet review, as you may noticed in the little beginning skit of this video, I actually had someone voice act for my character Cara, and if you all want to voice act for some of my OCs and other characters like her, or him, then you can audition to voice them in my little thing on Casting Call Club, at which I'll leave a link to in the description, so yeah. But anyways, hello there guys, it is I, Finaxa, and today we are reviewing Captain Clark, aka what I think is one of my most realistic looking puppets yet. So, if y'all mostly know, I don't really make humans much at all, because I mostly suck at them, because they turn out like pretty bad and cartoony looking. But with this one, I honestly think it turned out pretty good. I mean, there are obviously some things off about his face, but that's Captain Clark for ya. But yeah, overall, I think he turned out good. And also, by the way, if you did like see this screenshot of him right here, or got an early look of him on Twitter, on my TikTok, then you would know that his mouth is very different, because I updated it, and the reason why is because with the old mouth, in my opinion, it kind of made him look like a blow-up doll. If you know, you know. But, yep, overall, I think he turned out very good. And I just got a Discord notification. Sorry about that interruption. But anyways, so now time with the to get onto the review. So, we got his face, which I think it turned out good, and I did not forget the 3 nostrils he has. I noticed that some people forget that on these Captain Clark puppets. It is kind of hard to see, but it's there, believe me. Also, I'm not sure if y'all can tell, but I did burn his face a little bit just to give it some extra detail. Turned out pretty good. And he's got one flat eye and one eye that's like bulging out of his head, like how he does in the movie. And I did make his eyes bloodshot, and I do think it did turn out a bit too red, but I'll probably have to fix it someday, but not at the moment. He also does have one eyebrow there and another one right up there. He's got the little red bandana thing. Here's what his ears look like, pretty normal, and his beard. And also these teeth were very hard to glue into his mouth because they were so small. But yeah, he also got his hat, which I did burn a little bit just to give it some extra detail. And I also did use a little real feather for him that I got from a little place. I'm not sure what it was called, but it was like a place that like sells like these little feather things. It is a bit too puffy. I will have to trim it down a bit someday, but at the moment I don't really want to mess with it, so yeah. And also one thing, if you'll notice, he can actually have a bit of an ab crunch, because what I did was I used wire for like the inside of his body for like his spine, so that way he kind of has a bit more movement in his waist and all that stuff. Anyways, we got his arms, which I didn't really bother with pipe cleaner much. They're just like wire with like just a lot of fabric around it. Also, we got the hardest part, which were the hands. Normally when I make hands, they always like turn out like pretty bad, because when I'm making the hands, I'm at the point where like I really want to like be done with the puppet and all that, and sometimes I like half-ass them, but other times I wouldn't really make the hands at all, which is a common thing with most of the Salazar Cape puppets for that thing. But yeah, overall, I think this hand turned out good. This hand I kind of half-assed. I might actually redo this hand someday. Hey, I didn't really do much with it at all. But yeah, We also have his blood there, which I used paint for. I used some like red acrylic paint for the blood. Got like this little thing here, whatever this is. I did try to crinkle this up a bit to kind of like give some more extra detail. And got his pants, pretty basic. Got this shoe right here. I couldn't really see much of the detail with it, so I kind of guessed on it. And I think it turned out pretty good. And we got the peg leg, which I also might redo too, to make it a bit more accurate. And also, I of course did not forget the most important detail in Captain Clark. The big shoe. I see a lot of people forget that on him a lot, so yeah. I almost did, and then when last minute I realized when I realized I forgot it, that's when I glued it on, so yeah. But yep, that's Captain Clark, and I honestly really had fun with this guy. I wasn't sure if I really was gonna make him because as I knew I wanted to, but I had a feeling that I was gonna probably think about making him, but then end up not doing it, and then promise you guys I would, but then just forget about him. But I'm gonna try to not like do that when I like promise like puppets and stuff. When I like have you guys like help vote for him, because one thing you guys did actually vote for him on this community post I did. So yeah, that's why I ended up making him. I also did make one of the other puppets from that community post, but I can't find it right now. It's this one right here, which I probably should have a picture of. But yeah, overall, I really had fun with Captain Clark. He was very unique, and also working with like small details like this inspired me to redo my Bond head. This is what it looks like. So yeah, and also speaking of Bond, I'm actually going to be redoing my Walton Files collab thing, so yeah, look out for that. But anyways, this is Captain Clark. And now, I'm going to take some time to talk about the Backwards movie itself, which, by the way, the Backwards movie, it's peak. I really love it. And I feel like it's overhated a lot because people weren't expecting it to be like all rated R and stuff. They were mostly expecting it to be like, ooh, how the internet is with like all the multiple different floors and all that stuff and the brain rot crap. But yeah, I honestly hate those people who hated on the movie because it wasn't like how it is on the internet. And yeah, they just don't really have any respect for the original creator. And also, it's very impressive what the original creator, Kane Parsons, was able to do with Backrooms. I really enjoyed it. And also, I love how most of it was just practical effects and not CGI. And the only parts that were CGI, it was done right. I feel like with like CGI, it's only like good if you use it in the right places. Like if you like make everything CGI, then it turns out bad. But like with stuff like Captain Clark's peg leg, which was the only thing about him that was CGI, that's a good way to use CGI, because like obviously you're gonna have a hard time doing a peg leg. So yeah, but yep. Overall, that's really it. I don't really got much to say about Captain Clark, but yeah, it's just Captain Clark. But anyways, I hope you all enjoyed, and I'm also gonna start doing some skits like the one in the beginning of this video with these puppet reviews now. So yeah, so look out for that. And like I mentioned earlier, if you wanna voice act my characters for the skits, feel free to audition for them in Casting Call Club. I will leave a link in the description for that. But anyways, I hope you all enjoyed. So bye bye. There we go.